And welcome back to Late Night Lately, the late night show. I'm your host, Chad White, and if you didn't know, this is the late night podcast for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. All right, I have a monologue for you. Let's get into it. President Donald Trump says he hasn't thought about running in 2028, ultimately coming to terms that he can't. Legally, he can't, and physically, he can't. With all those bruises on his arm, I'm almost positive he's rotting away like an old jack-o'-lantern. Once he starts smelling, we're going to have to dump him in the trash with all those packages of candy corn. That's right, candy corn. I'm coming after you this Halloween season. This week, Trump visited Japan's first female prime minister, Sanai Takachi, who offered praise and even a Nobel Prize nomination for him, and now he's totally simping for the waifus. Oh, God. Ticket sales at the Kennedy Center are down after Trump began his reign as chair of the board in February, with 43% of seats going unsold this fall. I guess Stephen Miller's acoustic set of Cats isn't going very well. Memories all over the moonlight. Kim Kardashian is in hot water after she elevated a conspiracy that the Apollo 11 moon landing didn't happen. And look, if you're getting your news from a reality show star who has nothing to add beyond their vapid existence, then you're just going to love what this guy has to say. King Charles stripped his brother, Prince Andrew, of his titles and evicted him from the Royal Lodge as punishment for his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. And thank God they just stopped at the titles. I got to get that off the screen. The trailer for Scream 7 was released, and the scariest thing about it is Sidney Prescott's high Medicare bill. And that is the monologue for today. Let's get into everything else. It's so difficult because I write these jokes and I have to get the friggin' pictures for it, and now I have to reset all of the sizes on the websites and everything. I don't have to, but I'm gonna come back and be like, why is this so zoomed out? I hope I don't get in trouble for putting up that Prince Andrew picture. It's a disgusting picture. I went to Bing, actually, so I can get some points. I went to Bing and I searched Prince Andrew shirtless. And there are so many paparazzi pictures of him like at a beach. And then the picture, if you're not watching the video, the picture I put up was basically him at the beach and his swim trunks coming down and showing his bikini area, the top of his bikini area, which is crazy. So I urge you to watch the video or at least go to the social media just to look at that. All right. This week was a very busy week. We're in the throes of fall. It's chilly here in Atlanta. And we have everybody's coming out to promote their projects. For the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon had a very busy week. He had the likes of Glenn Powell, Alex Rodriguez, and Florence and the Machine on, as well as James Corden, Lindsey Vonn, Liam Hemsworth, Leanne Morgan, Trey Young, who was there with the Hawks, because they were playing against the Knicks. And then Jesse Eisenberg, Jim Downey, and Brittany Snow, and Steve Martin and Alison Brown performed. I'm glad. This is what I like about late night, is that it's, you get people showing up who normally don't show up, whereas a couple of years ago you probably wouldn't get that. But I'm so glad Jim Downey is getting the recognition that he deserves, and it's always good to see Steve Martin performing, because I know he likes to do his music. So it's nice to see Steve Martin performing. And it was a surprise to see Trey Young, because I do like the Hawks. Oh, and Big Thief performed. I do like the Hawks. I don't know why. It was so interesting to see him pop up there. And it was good to see James Corden. I'm glad he's not there anymore, not hosting a show anymore. And I love Florence and the Machine, so it was wonderful to listen to that, watch that performance rather. I listened to the entire album that came out today on Halloween at the gym. Okay, I'm lying. Actually, I went halfway through when I got to Brute, or I think I was like 2/3 of the way through, and I got to like one of the last couple of songs, and I went, okay, I'm running through a circuit right now. I need something a little bit harder. But for 40 minutes, it was good. Not to say that the rest wasn't good. And then I listened to the rest when I was in the shower. On Seth Meyers' Late Night with Seth Meyers, we had Ethan Hawke, Zadie Smith, Chloe Fineman. There was a cooking segment with Salt Hank. Harlan Corbin and Reese Witherspoon touted their book. Isla Fisher, Judd Apatow, who touted his own book. And Emma Stone and Florence Welch, who didn't perform, but she sat in on the couch. And then Amber Says What was one of the highlights this week as well. And there's a silly little bit that the writers do with Halloween costumes, which I really like. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, he had a very busy week. He had the likes of Miguel perform. Catherine Lanassa from The Pit showed up to talk about her Emmy stuff. Tim Allen was there, which was probably the most watched interview this week for Kimmel, which was insane. Although I do think it was very funny. I could not make it through. Here's a problem I had with. Let me finish it. Let me finish this off. Damon John, Tessa Thompson, the best performed. Keegan Michael Key, and then there was also another cooking segment. This is Kimmel's first cooking segment in years with Christian Petroni. And then they also had CYM perform, and Haley Lou Richardson and Morgan Freeman popped up for interviews. Now, here's my issue with Kimmel's crowd, and I have the same issue with Fallon's crowd, and this is my biggest issue with Colbert and the Daily Show's crowds. I'm gonna rank them. I'm saying it right now. It's my biggest issue. It's the most thing I hate. Watching Colbert and The Daily Show, and then Kimmel, and then Fallon's crowd. It's the thing I hate the most. We have come to a point where comedy is clapter, where everybody, instead of laughing, they're just all agreeing with whatever the host says, and then they applaud for 30 or 40 seconds after a very softball of a joke. And it has become one of the most frustrating things about watching late night. And I know, I get it. I don't have to watch every single show, and I don't. There are times I only watch the monologue from Kimmel. There are times I only watch the monologue from Fallon. I watch pretty much everything on late night with Seth Meyers. There are times I only watch an interview from Colbert. There are times I go on YouTube and I watch Last Week Tonight instead of watching on HBO Max. But the issue is, this used to be an avenue for jokes, and now it's just a place where people go see what Stephen Colbert says, and he says something that's very just light, and then they applaud for 2 minutes. And I noticed it more so this week, especially after Kimmel came back after being forced off the air for a couple of days. But I noticed it more so this week, especially, and the only reason I mention it is because the Tim Allen episode, where Tim Allen was in the A slot. I think it was an A slot. Now, it says here that Kimmel did make jokes regarding Trump, but I could not make it past the 3-minute mark in the monologue, because all I saw was applauding. I was wondering if he was going to make jokes about Trump with Tim Allen there. But it's nice to see that he did. I did, but I could not finish that monologue because it was just excessive. All right, moving on. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. This one is another one that I thought was very interesting. And he's done this often, but not frequently. He's had whole episodes where it's just been one guest, and they shot interviews off site. And this week it was Sir Anthony Hopkins, and I think that of the people that he's done this with, Anthony Hopkins is somebody who deserves it, and it's nice to see him sit down and talk to that lovely actor. Emma Thompson showed up too, also looking fantastic. My goodness. And then Folk Bitch Trio performed as well. Let's see. Judd Apatow was there as well. Thundercat performed with Remy Wolf, which is right up my alley. Colin Farrell and Cameron Crowe showed up too. He also had a segment, The Sound of Science. That one doesn't show up a lot. Senator Ruben, Gallego and Sarah Paulson arrived as well. And then he sat down with, I believe that is writer Brian Stack as Frankenstein's monster, taking the Colbert questionnaire, which I think is a very funny and silly thing to do. Late night, I like it when late night shows get silly. So I think that we're forgetting that this can be a thing. On Last Week Tonight, John Oliver talked about Medicare Advantage. And on The Daily Show, after Jon Stewart hosted and sat down with Zoran Mondami, which was a really good interview. But again, I do think, and for late night, especially for The Daily Show, we're getting to a point where clapping is laughing, and it's just truly annoying. Desi Leidick hosted this week, and she sat down with Lucy Dacus, who is one of my favorite artists. Aubrey Plaza and Dan Murphy were interviewed. Charlamagne the God came by and did an opinion piece. Ronnie Chang covered that robot maid that is in the news, and Justine Lupe was there to talk about Nobody Wants This, a show that I will never watch. Now for the main topic. This comes from Deadline. Oh, Jesus. Written by Denise Petsky. NBC sets holiday programming including Wicked, Saturday Night Live specials, returning classics, and more. If you're watching the video, I just moved the screen around so much. We know that this is going to happen. NBC typically does this for pretty much almost every holiday season. In the winter, they have all these package specials that have been running. I mean, the SNL the Christmas specials there's no end to them. And for some reason, I know that there's multiple SNL Christmas specials, but it feels like they're all the same one. And the reason I say that is because every time there's one on, or every time I even see clips from one, it's always the same Christmas sketches. And for what it's worth, they take sketches from pretty much the entire history, but you know, all the classic ones are the ones from pre-2015 is what it feels like, is what are the ones that I see. And then sometimes I'll put in like recent ones. And I know this is not all late night, and I'll get to the late night part of it. But this show is about late night, and there's not a lot to talk about at this point. So Saturday Night Live is getting its Thanksgiving special on Wednesday, November 26th. And they're just going to get all the memorable Thanksgiving-themed sketches. And then there's... I have to scroll down. There's a Password Holiday special. The show that I believe also features Jimmy Fallon. So they're bringing that back. It feels like that show was that show canceled? Or is this just like a summer thing? Anyway, Keke Palmer hosts it. It's going to be Monday, December 8th from 10 to 11 p.m. Jimmy Fallon is in it. And celebrity guests include Jonathan Groff. And that's it. All right, I'll keep scrolling down. Jimmy Fallon's Holiday Seasoning Spectacular, Wednesday, December 17th at 9 to 10 p.m. Jimmy Fallon searches for the holiday spirit in New York, exploring a surreal and magical apartment building where behind every door a different celebrity joins him for a performance from his festive holiday album, Holiday Seasoning. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon has a holiday album, and it's and I guess they're going to perform songs from it, but I assume there's also going to be little bits as well. Meghan Trainor, Cara Delevingne, Dolly Parton, J.B. Smoove, the Jonas Brothers, Justin Timberlake, LL Cool J, The Roots, and Weird Al are among the people slated to appear. There's also probably going to be more because it says and more. A Saturday Night Live Christmas. That's the Christmas special that they play. And again, it's going to be the same sketches. I can. If you give me 20 minutes, I'll put down the exact sketches they're going to do, including the Christmas Today song with Fallon, Horatio, Chris Kattan, and Tracy Morgan, and I believe Tim also gets in there at some point. Let's see, keep going, and that's about it. So we have holiday specials coming, and it's going to be another one, and then also Wicked, One Wonderful Night, which is so smart for NBC to do a Wicked special featuring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo singing songs. That is truly the smartest thing. I feel like NBC is the only network broadcaster that has specials, and I feel like CBS is catching up. ABC is probably the other network that does it the most. I don't know if I can't picture Fox having played anything, but ABC probably does the. Oh God, what is it called? It's those little elves. It's the elves, and I'm not going to look it up because I see it all the time. Oh my God, it's the elves doing their thing. What is that show? And I think Jim Parsons is the elf. Anyway, but NBC is the only one that uses its deep roster, and thankfully, they have SNL, they have Fallon, who's willing to do pretty much anything, and then they, on top of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the other programming that they have, they are lucky to just, SNL and Fallon can just, do so much for them. I dig it. I have no things against it. It's good branding. This is so stupid, but it's good branding for them. It truly is. And not many other late night shows can do this. It's in the same way that this is not holiday related, but I think about this periodically is when they have when NBC does Seth Meyers closer looks in prime time, or when ABC does and I spoke about this last week, the NBA Jimmy Kimmel Live stuff. This is what CBS is missing out on, and this is what they could do. And yeah, they let Colbert do, well, this is in the old regime, but they let Colbert do live episodes and everything. But man, it's if you have the talent like you have with Colbert or Fallon or Kimmel or Myers, let them do their work. Let them do this work and allow them to have these specials, and it'll bring in viewers because people are hungry for this stuff. Look at Last Week Tonight. That's why it does so well online. That's why The Daily Show does so well online. Even if you're worried about viewers in the short term, it's that live plus 3 day. It's the streaming. It's the YouTube views, the social views, the 28-day window. That's what really matters in the end, or not in the end, but like now. All right, listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to famous people sometimes. You can see everything that I've ever done. If you want to watch a video version of this show, go to youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can see all the jokes I did in the monologue. You can see the media that I put up with it. It's just website screenshots. Not screenshots, websites. It's like full websites. And you can also watch a video version of the other podcasts, LinkedIn Logs, the Jobs podcast, and the Constitutionals, the Entertainment Business News podcast, as well as subscribe to those shows wherever you get your podcast, as well as the interviews. So watch the video versions of the interviews I do with famous people. Some more are coming out very soon. Follow us on social media at C Plus Comedies. Follow me on social media at Chad Black White, TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram. Thank you so much. Bye.